Welcome. This is David Boles, Human Meme. Today's topic, constructing language and artificial socialization. There's an alarming new trend we are seeing with some of our American Sign Language students. These kids are overachievers, college-aged, freshmen, around 18, 19 years old, both genders, all races, all nationalities. And they are a generation born to live in the hand. Not the ASL hand. No, their eye is always centered upon the palm, decrypting a screen. And the mind is embedded virtually and unethically on the internet. And all the while, these students claim to be social. Socially shared networks, social media, social studies, socialism in community. But when they are all in the same room together, the same classroom, they tend to not want to interact directly with each other in real social time. And it's an odd sort of thing, and a scary notion of what is to arrive in the future. We teach American Sign Language through the body, the whole body, constructing syntax and meaning and context, all along with the culture of the deaf. And it makes for an important part of learning the intricacies of American Sign Language. And all of that together means being able to read facial expressions, and to understand body movement, and to comprehend torso positioning. Cues and moments of motion in quiet meaning, vitally important. And all of that I've just mentioned is everything you never do with a cell phone screen. In real time, you have to read somebody's eye position and let them read you back. You have to stand up in the moment and move your body to communicate in ASL. And these students simply do not want to do that because they've only had to move their eyes to get along in the world so far. And all of this is quite alarming. Students just a couple of years older than these new students aren't quite this socially antisocial. And so, my human meme friend, there is a disjointed awkwardness of them having to stand in front of the class and present something, perform something, signing the language. And that reticence on their part creates challenges as a teacher, because you have to interact in real time to learn American Sign Language. And you have to practice together in groups, in real time, in the classroom. And they do not want to. They stand there awkward, not understanding, not wanting to understand. And so you nudge them in the right direction, you direct them, you tell them what to do. And yet, still, they do not move. They don't want to. It's a classroom of Bartleby the Scrivener all day long. I prefer not to. But you must. You cannot learn by choosing not to. So you try to help them and encourage them and give them time and provide behavior for mimicking and mirroring through their inspiration and imitation. But they still prefer to learn only with their eyes, not engaging the rest of their bodies. They're used to it. They're online, watching videos, playing games. The other people are doing the doing. And while that might make for a safe experience in surviving in a scary world with no risk of failure or explanation, that isn't learning. That isn't what it takes to become a warm and fully rounded human being. Some things need to be taught and learned and caught in the same room and not in asynchronous time. Sometimes you have to be in the same room, sharing the same moment, and practicing in sync to make something make sense in the application of the learning into the scary realm of what we call the real world. And so, my human meme friend, we, the teachers, the instructors that try to get them to do it, we tread lightly, wondering at this generation of the disconnected. The generation who want the credit for the study, but not in the actual implementation of the act. And we begin to think about what a future world will look like, where people prefer to leave messages and anonymous notes for each other in their own time, never meeting, never crossing a path, never in the time of others. And we mourn how that disconnect will not prevent emergencies or avoid wars, and it will never satisfy the fledgling ego. If we are to thrive as a people, and not just exist from moment to moment, we need to re-socialize ourselves and our credits and our warrants and our promise to each other of being in the moment together. And we must expand our worries and our wishes beyond the private self and place them into the public square for evaluation and criticism and support. For without direct feedback on our own indirect thoughts and private musings, we will never create anything beyond the mind. And we cannot survive as a community where artificial socialization leads the day and the purposeful necromancy of the past moment and the missed opportunity begins to teach the prevention of darkness in both spirit and soul. Thank you for listening. Be a human meme.